when you look at the data for lasers, peels, microneedling, it's like the data is there, but the second that you make it safe enough and comfortable enough and cheap enough to get it directly to a consumer, the chance that it's going to be effective seems pretty slim. I feel like I see a zillion ads for at-home red light therapy masks. Are you also on that train as a 40-something-year-old male, or is it literally just me?
I see them a lot. Probably not as much as you. Maybe it's you're up in the Pacific Northwest. I think you need it. I have no idea.
There's no sun damage up here. We don't have sun. I don't know why I would need red light therapy for it.
That's true. I don't know, dude. I don't see that as much, but I definitely, you hear a lot of people talking about it. I think on TikTok I see it, not ads, but, people talk about it.
Yeah.
But what are your thoughts on it? Because, you hear about it and the potential benefits.
And I feel like you see so many things that they put on there that it's like, you could put it on your back for back pain. You can use it for discoloration. You can use it for hyperpigmentation. You can use it for collagen production. And you see there's so many different masks nowadays that you see lists on like Esquire, top 20 red light therapy masks. I'm like, why are there hundreds of them that we need to make lists to figure out what the top 10 are? It's like, why are there not very specific winners?
3, yeah.
Yeah. I feel like Omnilux is the one that I see probably the most as far as ads are concerned. But I feel like the more I dive into it, you start to figure out like, well, what's the best one? Because my wife asked me about it. She was like, hey, I'm interested in getting it. Are one of these $100 ones worth it? Or do you have to buy something that's, $3,500 to actually work? Because they have medical grade ones that we can purchase for, our businesses that run into the thousands to tens of thousands of dollars. But I feel like the harder I look into data and what actually seems to work, the less convinced I am that this $100 or $500 thing that I'm going to purchase is really going to make a significant difference, other than forcing me to take downtime and just chill out, because I can't imagine you can do anything with the red light therapy mask on. It's like maybe you have a
creepy.
Yeah. Well, I think maybe it's like meditating or something where you're forced to not interact with folks, so you just feel better about things in general because you took 20 minutes off a day just to not do anything. But I haven't been strongly convinced that there's anything that we can buy personally that's relatively inexpensive at the home that's really going to work.
I think we see that in a lot of areas of aesthetics anyway, right? There's a lot of at home, like people are trying to do all these other things to microneedle themselves, for example, right? Like they try to create this crossover from the medical side, medical grade of even skincare, and all these things that on the medical side that actually have been shown to work. They try to, I think, cross over into the consumer side. And then you have things like Amazon where people literally just proliferate the same device just with different brand names, essentially, because they're all being produced overseas, and they can just copy and paste that and put a different brand name. So now everybody's selling, the same mask, just a different brand. So the reality is, it's probably all the same. But you're right. I think it's, as consumers, we just see ads and we see it on social media, but there's actually benefit to it all, right? Like you're saying. And I think it's super gray when it comes to the consumer side of it, because there's just no backing for any of that. And it's dumbed down versions. There's even like chemical peels and stuff that people try to do on their own at home. They're not medical grade, or they're super low concentration of certain products. You're just not going to get the results that you think you might get if you're compared to medical grade skincare.
Yeah, no, I definitely think that's true. And when you look at the data for lasers, peels, microneedling, it's like the data is there, but the second that you make it safe enough and comfortable enough and cheap enough to get it directly to a consumer, the likelihood that is going to be effective, and certainly not as effective as the original version, the chance that it's going to be effective seems pretty slim.
Yeah, totally agree.
It's like nobody's doing a 40% TCA peel at home, just swiping on. That's gonna burn. It's like you tolerate 10.
Yeah.
It's like, it'll make a difference, but how much of a difference? I think that's the big thing.
Yep. Exactly.
So no red light therapy mask for me, I guess for now. Maybe a good one will come out with data.
Next episode, we should both be wearing one. You know?
But yeah, Omnilux for both of us. We can
Maybe they'll sponsor this podcast.
I will. If you send it to me in the mail, I will wear it for an episode. How's that sound?
Yeah. All right, it's on.